Hallucination is a term that refers to a phenomenon observed in generative AI models and large language models in particular, where they produce output that's very plausible sounding, however, factually incorrect. One example for this is you could ask a generative AI model to produce a scientific report, and what the model outputs does look indeed like a scientific report with references. However, it will then turn out that some of these references don't actually exist. And this is, of course, a major obstacle to using LLMs in practice. Now, for the reasons why these models hallucinate, this is ongoing research, and we don't fully understand the mechanisms behind hallucinations. There's a couple of potential explanations, one being that since we train these models on basically text from the entire internet, and the internet is full of misinformation and contradictions, these hallucinations are merely a reflection of these inconsistencies in the training data. Another explanation could be that we're not training these models to their best potential, and we would actually have to adapt some of the parameters of the model or the training routine. And doing this is unfortunately very expensive. So unless we understand what lies at the core of the hallucinations, we'll have to learn to deal with them. So for us, this means we apply generative AI only under two prerequisites. The first of which is we apply large language models only where it makes sense. For your day-to-day data extraction task, having a dedicated model trained on your data will give you better results than applying a multi-purpose generative AI model. Moreover, this will give you results faster and with less cost. Secondly, we apply LLMs only where we can have several layers of validation. One example is to use LLMs as an interface between a user who asks questions in natural language and a database of documents. We can then leverage the LLM to translate the question in natural language into a database query and supply the user with an answer together with a location, either a document or a text passage in a document that answers the question. The user then can immediately see if that answers the question or if the inquiry needs to be refined and the LLM needs to be run again. And in this way, we have a tight feedback loop with the human in the loop. We have immediate traceability because we know where in the document corpus the answer originates. And this allows us to use LLMs that might hallucinate, but with a layer of verification.